And so one of the missions that Dr. Sagan was really excited about was a solar sail that would catch up with Comet Halley. Many people call it Halley's Comet. They found some members of the Halley family and they say Halley. But I mean, talk about important work. Bill Haley and the Comets. I mean, come on, crying out loud. So this was going to be a spacecraft pushed through space by the pressure of sunlight. And you would say, wait, photons have no mass. How can they exert momentum? They do. You can either do it through classical physics or relativity. They have momentum. So the Planetary Society has built a 3-unit CubeSat that will extend to, about a quarter of this, well, a little more than, not quite half of this room in area, because this material is so thin, and we push through space by sunlight. Now, what we need, everybody, is a ride to medium Earth orbit. If any of you have a rocket going to 820 kilometers, we would very much like to get a ride. Now, talking about a problem that goes back to when I was young, astronauts in space, since I was a kid in the 1960s, lose their bone mass. Okay, and this problem's not going away. So when you all want to go to Mars, and I will go with you if I'm not too old, go to Mars, we got to solve this problem. This problem, people talk about it briefly. They got these ideas to ride a bicycle in circles for 20 minutes. Ed, you dealt with this, right? You lost no bone? In 6 months, you lost no bone. Yeah. Why is that? You did weight-bearing exercises. Could you do that on the way to Mars? Maybe, yeah. But anyway, what I would like you guys to think about doing is, since Wernher von Braun in 1952, and then 2001, the movie, which still, in many ways, stands the test of time, what we want you to do is build a spacecraft that spins. I just throw this out there for you future thinkers. If you got the thing 400 meters on a side, it would go, a mile on a side, 1,600 meters, in 5 minutes, it would be great. So I'm imagining it would be held together by some fabulous tubing made of carbon nanotubes or something. You guys, please, get that done. And then we can all spend a lot more time in space, and you won't have to spend all day exercising, right? It would be great. So the Planetary Society is also very involved in asteroids. Now, the asteroid that's going to pass closer than geosynchronous orbit next week. So, yeah. What'd you say? The 15th, yeah. Right after Valentine's Day. Coincidence? Was found by guys in La Sagra, Spain, who were funded by the Planetary Society. These are people that just have an interest in the sky, and they are looking up there, and they found this thing last year. And I mention this because if one of these objects, Ed will talk about this later, half the size of a football field, about the size of this building, if it were this close, I hope you would remark, because we're all going to die. And so it is quite reasonable that in your lifetime, you will have the opportunity, the obligation to deflect an asteroid. And so you will not be able to deflect them unless you go looking for them. And there are, 100,000 asteroids that are potentially dangerous that cross the Earth's orbit. Now, there's a lot of space in space. But nevertheless, in my lifetime, Kooky Bill, for example, my second grade teacher, Ms. McGonigal, told us that the ancient dinosaurs had small brains. So all the rabbits and mice took their food and they died. And even, even she, if come on, you're a little kid, you're aggressive, everything's hot lava, and so you're a mouse, you're a Tyrannosaurus, we're done. Come on. Even she knew that was lame. But in my lifetime, the best theory that happened in the ancient dinosaurs was discovered. And so along that line, we now appreciate in a new way the danger of an asteroid impact. Now, people had seen asteroid or impact craters, for centuries. But after you had that theory, and then you started looking for evidence of mass extinctions, that all happened in my lifetime.